Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back. Game number 3 between Mondragon and MaNa. Please, could you stop the noise? I'm trying to get some rest from all those unborn chicken voices in my head. That should be an easy one for you guys. Nice little lyric quote from a nice little song. I enjoy the song. I humor myself. Yeah, so if you don't know, then now you know. You know? All right, what are we looking at here? We've got a game between MaNa, again, game number 3, between MaNa and Mondragon, and looks like we are going to be seeing that pylon placement here and avoiding the placement at the front as well. Looks like he's going to be placing right down there at his expansion, so obviously going to be planning on a fast expansion. Again, we are on Shakuras Plateau. Those hips don't lie. No, they don't. Mondragon gonna be, oh man, I'm killing myself. I'm killing myself today. Mondragon gonna be droning up right now. As soon as that overload comes up, we're gonna be seeing a bunch of drones pop out. Probably 3. There's 2. And where is that third? Come on, larva. I know you're coming. There you are. And there's that third right away. So excellent job there. And at about 14 or 15 supply, we'll be seeing exactly what Mondragon intends on doing. Now it looks like MaNa is scouting the incorrect position, unfortunately for him. And he himself will be coming down with his next building at some point in the near future, somewhere in the vicinity of 13 to 15. We are going to be seeing that gateway and or forge. Wouldn't be surprised with a forge, though, since he does intend on that fast expansion. There's that extractor going down, and then the pool is going to be coming after that. And let's take a gander over here, and there is that forge. So going to be fast expanding, using cannons as defense. Obviously, of course, going to want to watch that back wall. Going to be a little difficult, though, for Mondragon to actually get access to that back wall, because he does have to get rid of these rocks and then get rid of these rocks. So he doesn't have to worry about that pylon there at any time in the near future, but eventually having a pylon over here for some vision wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. So forge coming up, we're going to expect that expansion in the near future. We did just see that ping down there, so that drone is that probe's moving right on the way, and here comes that expansion. He's going to be opting for the expansion before that first cannon. As soon as that foreign supply comes out, we'll be seeing that Nexus dropped. Now, over here inside of Mondragon's base, again, we did see that extractor first, and here's that spawning pool. So, yeah, going to probably, again, getting the 100 vest spin, going for the metabolic boost, and then expanding. He has done that in the past 2 games, and clearly that's his MO, that's his intention, that's his build against a Protoss opponent. So that's what he will be doing. Now, moving forward right now, Mondragon fully aware of this quick expansion. That's obviously going to alter his decision as to what he needs to be doing this game. He needs to base his play off of what he's seeing his opponent do, right? I mean, that's how you play StarCraft. You scout your opponent, you find out what they're doing, and then you decide what your best course of action would be. Little engagement there between the probe and the drone. Now, once the probe recharges some of those shields, he's going to feel pretty safe to continue to attack that drone, but no, the drone is moving away, trying to avoid any future conflict with his opponent. And secondary scout going to be going down over here for MaNa. MaNa, of course, wants to see one of 2 things. He wants to see if there's a fast expansion, or he wants to see if early aggression, trying to move his probe scout into the base. He's going to manage to get it up the ramp and going to see exactly what's going on. Now, there is no secondary building right here. If the Queen can help engage that probe, but no, the probe does go down, so he didn't catch much of anything. He obviously knew at that point spawning pool was up. Now, what I'm interested to see is whether or not we're going to be seeing something like a roach warning come down, but no, going for that fast expansion as well to respond to the expansion from MaNa. Now, again, like I said, still kind of a situation right now. Not the situation. We're not Jersey Shore over here, but a situation. We do have a situation for Mondragon. The situation is he doesn't want to be on 2 bases when his Protoss opponent is on 2 bases. If MaNa's on 2 bases and Mondragon is on 2 bases, guess who has the upper hand? That would be MaNa. Protoss player on equal amount of bases as the Zerg player does have the upper hand. So Mondragon gonna want to drop another expansion or try to go for some early aggression, trying to do some damage. Probably his best course of action, obviously with these cannons here, would be to try to go for those back rocks over there. Now, no major decisive factors other than this quick expansion for MaNa. Still, obviously, Cybernex core on the way in. We're gonna see after that Cybernex core what his intention is. Likely to just see a gateway heavy push. That's the probable thing. Now, nothing blocking over here, and Zerglings do manage to get in, gonna get inside of the base and get a full scout, but more importantly, they're gonna be doing some economic damage over here. Are we gonna see some micro away with those probes? Yes, we are. So probes trying to move away from those Zerglings. Now, of course, Mondragon does want to get as much of a surround as possible, does manage to get somewhat of a surround, gonna do some damage, microing away those low Zerglings, and wow, this is a big problem for MaNa. The fact that he let those Zerglings into his base, kind of a huge issue. Definitely not what he wanted to do. That one Zealot gonna be trying to engage those Zerglings. Those Zerglings are low health, so they are a little frightened at this point, but they're still gonna try to move around, recharge that health, and do as much damage as possible. Obviously, don't have much of a problem staying away from the Zealot if they desire, because they are much faster with that metabolic boost upgrade. Now, at this point, leaving the base is going to be hard because of that cannon. So they're going to try to do as much damage as possible, continue scouting, try to do some more economic damage, kill that probe if you can. So moving down, going to be getting some more probe kills there, and this is actually really huge for Mondragon. The fact that he was able to sneak into MaNa's base, kind of a big blunder by MaNa. He obviously left that spot for Zealot to block, but a little bit too late. You know, excellent push out there with Mondragon, managed to sneak in just in time before that first Zealot was out. Obviously, his first Zealot was severely delayed because of going for this fast forge and that cannon. So that first Zealot severely delayed, and as a result, lots of economic damage there for MaNa. MaNa took a huge hit there. So that is actually really good. That could be exactly what Mondragon needs to kind of stay on par of his opponent. Again, like I said, if you're on the same number of bases as your opponent, as Zerg, you're kind of in trouble. You don't want to be one base ahead of your Protoss or Terran opponent. So as a result, doing that economic damage kind of evens the bar there and kind of delays the necessary action of Mondragon and getting that quick expansion. He can kind of hold off on that for quite some time. So we are seeing that Roach Warren come out right now. Now over here for MaNa, obviously getting that Warp Gate tech and Gateway heavy as I would expect. So right now only these 3 gateways, 1 gateway up, 2 gateways coming in, but I do expect a few more soon to come out at some point in the near future. Obviously that huge economic hit is going to be delaying the placement of these gateways, and that's kind of why we're seeing this situation here for MaNa. Now, Mondragon going to be moving out some more Zerglings, trying to see if he can do a repeat action. Now, obviously, MaNa has wised up to this situation and has that area blocked off with that Zealot right there. So, not going to be letting that happen again, but still moving forward to get a scout. Obviously, also the other thing that he could do is check unit composition based on what units are chilling out at the front for MaNa. He could get a good idea of what he's going to be up against. So, Roaches coming out. No, not quite yet. Going to be coming out that Overseer first. Going to be using that to get a scout of his opponent. Where is it? Where is that Overseer? Come on, Overseer. I know you're somewhere. I hope you're somewhere. All right, well, there is an Overseer somewhere. So there we go. There's the Overseer. So now finally going to be moving out. The idea here is he's going to be doing one of 2 things, just moving the Overseer in, period, or dropping a Changeling. He wants to get a scout and see exactly what MaNa has for unit producing structures. These production buildings is what he wants to check. He wants to know what he's up against. Again, he feels pretty comfortable. We can see that coming out with that 3rd expansion. He feels pretty comfortable at this point because he did so much economic damage in that early push. And there we go, that Overseer moving out. So we'll be ready in just a moment. We are seeing that Burrow being researched as well as that speed upgrade for those Roaches. So these Roaches are going to be very difficult for MaNa to contend with, especially we are seeing lots and lots of Zealots, and that's actually not what MaNa wants against a Roach heavy army. He doesn't know at this point that Roach heavy army is coming, but against a Roach heavy army, Zealots aren't going to do quite what you want. And there we go, Overseer moving forward. He's going to see these 4 gateways right here. Also going to see that these 4 gateways are very vulnerable, dropping a contamination there, denying any use of that warp gate right there. That's an issue. And we are seeing a push right now from MaNa. So MaNa feeling pretty bold, wants to be pushing out at this point. Now, wonderful creep spread here by Mondragon. It's going to buy him enough time. He's going to be aware ahead of time of this push coming. He can see that with that Zergling as well, having that Zelnaga tower. So he does see the small little push coming. Also, he's going to see these forces over here. So he's pretty much aware of what he's up against right now. Coming out this Hydra, we do have that Spire coming up, getting some upgrades as well. Now, he does want to make some more units in order to probably defend. Again, he is fully aware of the number of units right now on the board because of that Zelnaga, having that Zelnaga tower. Now, 1 creep tumor does drop. The 2nd creep tumor is safe now that it's finally in. A few spine crawlers going down. We do have a couple Hydras coming out right now. A few Roaches and Hydras right now. He should be okay defending against this. We're going to see, though, only 1 spine crawler up right now. Moving forward right now, going down with that Guardian Shield, but it's not going to be enough. I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, lots of Zealots right here, so these Roaches may not be enough. Nice transfuse going down on these spine crawlers, keeping them up as long as possible. A few more spine crawlers do end up getting up those force fields, preventing those Roaches from getting within range of most of those units. And this is actually a really strong push right now from MaNa. Hopefully we see some more reinforcements right now from Mondragon. It looks like he may have enough, though. These Hydras do so much damage to his gateway units, especially early on in the game. And we do have some more Roaches and Hydras coming out. More Hydras coming down to reinforce right now. A few Roaches moving forward as well, and they should be okay at fending off this attack, but at what cost? He did lose all the spine crawlers. Didn't take much economic loss, so that's good. And he does have this expansion up right here as well, so he's pretty much in a good spot at this point. Mondragon continuing to push back these Stalkers right now. Also with a few Zerglings right now, trying to get a little bit of surround and get some damage from the back end over there. Moving forward with this Queen as well. Another nice transfuse going down, keeping those units alive a little bit longer, and then continuing the push. Now, he's not aware yet, but he is going to want to get rid of this pylon. That's going to make kind of a bit of a headache for him. One Mutalisk coming out right now. Do we have others that were already made? No, so we do have 1 Mutalisk on the way right now. No more. Just going to be using that for scouting purposes, I would assume. We have a few more Roaches and Hydras coming out. Lots of Hydras coming out right now. Also, right now, finishing that missile attack. I'm going to continue this creep spread as well. We do have a few forces right here, but I'm not sure at this point that MaNa is in the position to be in an aggressive stance because, again, all that economic damage he took really set him behind, and staying on this gateway tech is not going to do so hot against this Roach Hydra mix. Spreading out his units, going to be able to get us around with those Zerglings. He's moving in the back end right there, getting that nice little surround, and there we go. MaNa does call good game. Seeing those Zerglings surround his units, he realized how quickly he's going to lose all of his Stalkers and Zealots. So very quick, very decisive victory there in that battle, and that pretty much was enough for for MaNa to call the game. So let's take a little nice little look at exactly what happened here as well. Nice little post-game analysis like we did last game. You know, a big problem, of course, here for MaNa was letting those Zerglings into his base, and it was so early in the game. The fact that those Zerglings were able to sneak in, he literally did not have the units to defend. All he had for units at that point in the game were these probes, so he took significant losses from that small force of Zerglings, and that hurting that economy so badly is what really put him behind. And then the fact that he stayed on Gateway Tech as well against this Roach Hydra. Gateway Tech against a heavy Roach Hydra build, not going to really work in your favor. It's not the best situation for you. You need to work up to Robotech. You need to consider getting Colossus or even moving into High Templar. That's the most effective way to deal with a Roach Hydra build. But straight up Roach Hydra against straight up Gateway units, not the best situation as a Protoss player. So again, something to consider for your own game. So once again, guys, this has been Force from Force Strategy Gaming. Hopefully you liked my song quote there. I'm all about the music nowadays. I had that little joke rap the other day. Oh yeah, I want to mention something about that. There's some people who are like really angry about that. It was a joke, right? So don't get your panties all in the bundle. Basically, it was a joke. Anyways, as always, guys, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep watching and keep owning. Oh yeah, and game number 4 coming up right after this. All right, see ya. Well, that was pretty interesting. I didn't think my voice could get that high. Sorry, guys. I'll continue to talk in the rest of the game in this very low, very very deep, bass heavy voice that will make you feel a little better, a little more comfortable, make you feel like we're snuggled up by the fireplace here. No, I don't want to do that with you. Sorry. My girlfriend could go rip shit. So get a nice little extractor steal, continuing to do it. So Mondragon going to be, just going to be continuing to get that gas. And the point is one of two things. Not only is he denying the gas, he's also, kind of forcing MaNa into a certain tech. And, whoa, barely tried to get down that assimilator, but extractor just going down right in the nick of time. Now, not only does he force a certain, he pretty much guaranteeing that there's not going to be like early void rays, right? Because you need lots of Vespian to afford early void rays. But he's also going to see units. He's going to continue canceling. He's going to be seeing the Zealot, and he's going to be seeing the next unit that's coming out. So it's going to give him an idea. But also he can cancel and try to run away from these units and get a scout of these next buildings, although I don't expect much of anything. But let's stop talking about that stuff over there. Let's go take a look over here. We are seeing expansion come down inside of his main base. Does have that first queen up. Not second queen coming quite as yet. Has stopped mining here, so going to be droning up pretty heavily. Using all of those...